Boats World Tour.
Louisiana to Texas and wherever the trail may take us.
Good job, Mr. Love. Good job, Mr. Kraft.
It's game on.
Dustin Terry.
It's here in Louisiana. Here you go.
I can't wait to drive you guys around the country.
In the limo. Oh, wow. Shave your ass. What's up, everyone? We're coming back at you live, kind of, in a little recap of the World Tour. What's up, fellas? We got Dustin, and we got Spencer, and we got Tim.
What's up, guys?
What's happening, guys?
Everybody healed over the last journey?
Not really.
Yeah, Spencer was falling asleep on the microphone trying to get set up before this deal.
Yeah, Dustin told me all I had to do is get people a drink, and I got people over here, so I was getting them to drink, but they aren't going to be on the show tonight, so it kind of defeated the whole purpose of what he told me to do. So I'm trying to learn, trying to be a good student.
I hear you have a live studio audience at your house right now.
Yeah, they're out there making carne asada and chicken and green onions, I think, and guacamole. Authentic guacamole. Tony made it.
Well, you know it's authentic.
But
when it comes to Mexico.
that's here nor there. We're here to talk tonight about our trip and what we had experienced, and the nice law enforcement guy we met that helped us push the limo across the intersection. We had 4 full daiquiris in the car and didn't bust our balls about it.
I think.
Yeah, New Iberia police are pretty great, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, you could say. We the funny part is Spencer steering. He's like, one of them daiquiris fell over in the back. Go get that.
Yeah, it was mine too. I heard the thing. I'm like, oh my god, that thing was full. That thing's gonna be all over the back seat. Dustin's gonna be pissed tomorrow when the thing smells like my daiquiri. But thank goodness the top stayed on it. So
It was sealed for road consumption.
we need to
It
thank the good Lord for that one, I think.
Oh, yeah, man. It seemed like you guys couldn't get enough of those daiquiris. You could definitely tell y'all were from out of town. Pick you up at the airport, and you got Mardi Gras beads and asking where the daiquiri shop is.
We went straight to the tire shop first, right out of the airport at the entrance, which is a good.
Well,
call.
let's I guess let's start this whole story at the very beginning, huh? I've got a bunch of photos that I'll kind of be running through here and showing while it's going on. So we'll definitely be able to see
No, we don't have any kids.
all the photos that Monica took throughout the whole thing. So
We're on live right now. I can't talk. No, that's the last ball of tequila. All right.
Want to kill you.
Sorry. I'm going to turn my ringer off. That was Chef Tony.
yeah, look, business is business.
No, it was Chef Tony. Sorry, that made it awkward. So, yeah, back to the Mardi Gras beads. We went to Bourbon Street, right? Parked the limo, took some pictures there. Got to do a crawfish boil. We only got a 30-pound sack, I think, instead of a 50-pound, though.
And crabs.
No, it comes in different sizes, but we called that one a light sack. So you can get one that's kind of upper 28s, lower 30 pounds, or you can get up to a 40-pound sack.
I'll ask Tony about
Katie
that.
had a request for some crabs, so
Yeah, the crabs are good, and I learned what a female crab looks like. Well, I learned what a male crab looks like. So I think if I saw a female crab,
yeah, they didn't
I
have
could tell the difference
females.
now. Yeah, it was kind of
Let's
gross
see where we're at on our
tearing the male parts out of the crab in order to get to some of the meat, but that was a little awkward. But it was a life lesson that was nice to learn.
Male parts were the meat. You didn't know that till right now.
So right now I'm kind of showing a picture on there. Austin's got the paddle there stirring the crawfish. I think you guys kind of got to see how we do it as a family. Who's in charge of what orders while we're out here.
That's for sure. Austin's got it under control.
Yeah, he loves doing that stuff. And then I know Annabelle started fighting him at one point, trying to get her duty in with stirring the crawfish around. I got to watch her though, man. She starts breaking them and killing them.
Yeah, she looks too sweet to do that, but she definitely gets a little rough with crawfish in the cooler.
But we did learn how to wash the mud out of them. Once the water's clear, boil them away.
Yeah, it was cool to bounce around and for y'all to see all the different seafood places that we have and all the different daiquiri shops that we have.
Yeah,
definitely found
the
those.
one daiquiri shop we went to looked kind of like a, I don't know how to say it on the air without sounding wrong, but like a sex toy shop, you know?
Oh, you mean the Cupid?
So that place,
Cupid's.
that place, yeah, it used to be an adult superstore, whatever they call it. You know, like you go there off the side of the highway and get all your adult needs. But I guess they just kept that one little section of the drive-thru open, so that was pretty cool.
So, where should we start the trip? So we hung out there. We're talking about that. So from Louisiana, we moved on and we drove down the road, and I don't know. Our first stop
And
was
you've already jumped ahead of so much stuff in Louisiana. First off, we're driving. I get about 5 minutes from the airport. I just sent you a message that I was about to pull up, and then of course I had a catastrophic blowout right as that happened. I said I might be a little bit longer than 10 minutes. So I jump out of the limo. I'm in my full suit and hat. I got my tie on, my chauffeur's hat. And luckily I was by some truck stop. A guy came out there and helped me pull the tire off, because the first thing I did was go to jack it up, and then the tire wrench is stripped out. Everything is bent. Like, I just knew none of it was going to happen. And luckily a guy came out with a decent socket set to come and get us going. And so then I pull into the airport, and there you two fools are, or I should say three fools. Monica was more the mother of the trip the whole time. But she ends up to where she's taking the pictures, and we pull up, and there's Spencer in his cowboy hat and his cut-off jeans with things not leaving much to the imagination for sure. I got a picture up of you now with your cut-offs on.
cut-off shirt too.
Yeah, cut-off shirt with some good-looking tan lines.
Get a air conditioner.
Maybe that's why I was trying to skip out of Louisiana and get on to the rest of the trip.
Yeah, well, Tim, of course, is standing there like every fool in Louisiana that comes in. He goes right to the store and he probably bought $50 worth of beads, however much they charge for them at the airport. And we got him laying around in the garage, but he, of course, stopped off and picked up those and threw those around the front of the horn of the limo. And then we head on back to the house. That's where we start. Well, we stopped off at the tire shop right there, right outside. Let me pull up that picture. I'll let y'all keep telling that story.
As we backed up, we pull up to a stoplight. We're going to go straight, I believe. I look over to the left or right. The right. I'm like, hey, there's a tire shop right there. It says tire. Hell yeah, let's go. We back up around a curb, go to the tire shop, and those dudes are like, yeah, you need some tires, and you guys went in the thing, look for some off-road tires. We're like, well, we can get new ones for $100, or we can get used ones
for $100.
Off-road tires.
Yeah, he's trying to sell us off-road all-terrains for $100 a tire, and then like, well, how much if we just get the same tires that are on there, brand new, $100 a tire? So we end up getting those, and they don't balance them or anything. It was one of those kind of tire shops, but $100 a tire, man. I've never gotten a new tire for $100 a tire. So it was $200 cash, and we were out of there.
On the way.
We should have gotten 4, looking back on it, but who'd have thunk?
Yeah. we should have did a lot of things differently to improve the quality of our travel time, but we had a lot of quantity on the road, I guess.
Yeah, and a
But
whole lot worse things happened to a lot better people.
But I did. No, you're right about that. I was kind of bummed because we lost the Lincoln hubcap for the center of it. And I went back after I dropped y'all back off at the airport. And, that ended up, it wasn't there. I slowed down and took my good old time looking all over the place, looking in the ditches and all that, but it wasn't there. So.
Hey man, we got new tires. We got they're still blue walls actually because we never washed that stuff off the side of them. And they were,
no, of course not.
looking back at it, maybe we should have put those on the back and put the ones on the front as steers, considering what we did later in the trip.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I think our little live feed failed for a second.
We're a little froze, but
Maybe we got too many viewers again.
yeah, it happens.
That happens.
Man, you guys are big time. There's no
Broadcast
doubt about it.
interrupted.
Don't worry, I'll get it back up.
Yeah, well, either way, we'll be up. Well, this is recording. We'll be on YouTube. Everybody gets to see it.
Yeah. Well, y'all can keep on talking.
Yeah,
I'll
and then
pull that back.
We did an interview with Whitney, and it might have turned into a shit show. I'm not sure exactly, but it didn't get aired for whatever reason or another. You guys might know better than me.
Yeah, that one. I think we started that recording at about 3 a.m.
Yeah, we went deep in that
after we
one.
set everything up.
Yeah, we're getting everything working right. Spencer found his beauty ring, so we're like, yeah, let's do it. And then somewhere along the night, I remember a bunch of pull-ups being done with weights wrapped around people's waists. I'm gonna try one more. Then it was turned into a
No, we definitely did get to a point where we were. I think I should have us back up live, but we did get to the point where I got a picture of Spencer hanging from the pull-up bar. Yeah, we get to talking about fitness and everything like that, trying to whip Whitney into shape for the next racing season. And before you know it, we're all out there doing pull-ups in the shop. And I don't know. You guys got kind of mad at one point saying that y'all had more weight than I did, so we needed to get to a point where it was even, so we wrapped a 35-pound weight around my waist and got me to do a couple of them from there. So, yeah, I think we were kind of all dragging our tails the next morning to get back on the road, but we did. We jumped on the road early that morning and headed west to go over to Texas. We didn't know where we were going to end up. But about 15 minutes down the road, the back end starts shaking really, really hard to the limo.
shaking. You mean bottoming the tires out? Like you and Monica were in the back going, hey man, it smells like burnt rubber back here. We're like, okay, fuck it, keep going.
This is awkward.
We're like,
Yeah.
all right, we should pull over and check this out. Okay, done.
No. I'm like, I
y'all
thought we were
didn't say
friends.
that. Spencer kept going through different sections, and he's like, I just think it's the road. I just think it's the road. Like, we'll stick at it for a little while, and I go to the back of it, and you could just hear the tires just hitting up against the side. And,
Dustin, it says the
I'm
video
like,
ended,
"No,
just
man."
so you know.
Oh, did it?
Yep.
Well, look, here,
Oh,
I'll
we wasted
retry
a
it
good
again.
surprise
I'll just keep
on you.
retrying it, getting it posted. So, let's
we're
see if
good.
it'll keep popping up. It don't matter. We'll reload it later. But no, we eventually made the wise decision to pull over and check it out, and that was our first probably pretty funny bro science engineering part of the trip.
That
that
defines bro science right there, because we sat there for a couple minutes, get the sandals in there, and we're like, oh, wait a minute, we need to do this and this with the sandals, and we rethought it, pulled the sandal out, put the other sandal in, and then at the end of it, we get the tire on there, and we're like, well, let's see how this side does. Let's not mess with the other side. And we're like, hey, this is bro science. This is what we're talking about right now.
We bro scienced it, and we originally started like, what was it on the right side of the car? I remember somebody says, we can't put left side flip-flops on the right side of the car. Kevin's going to rip our asses apart when we get there and pull this tire off. So we yanked the damn flip-flops out and put 2 right ones in the right side. Oh, it's all good. Let's go. So now there's 2 left flip-flops sitting in the back of the limo. And one of them was, polos?
Yeah, Dustin's are a lot more expensive than mine, I believe. But
Yeah, my Polo ones, they're still up under there. I jacked up the limo earlier this week just to take a look underneath at what was going on with springs and struts and all that stuff. And there they were. They're still folded up in there, ready to make another 1,200-mile trip.
Hell yeah, that thing's awesome. They did their trick, man. We're like, yeah, go. Don't worry about the left side. It's level now, and it ain't bouncing anymore. And that was just the first, 3 hours of the damn trip? Of the tour?
I thought for sure, no, that wasn't even the first 3 hours. We had just made it about 15, 20 minutes from my house. So I thought for sure, like, there's no way we're going to make it all the way to Texas. Like, stuff's about to start falling apart. Because I had no problems all the way from Alabama. It's been riding around great, taking the kids around town and all that. And as soon as I typed in, I'll see you in 10 minutes, the whole thing just started falling apart, man.
Well, then when we pulled that tire off there and pulled the tire out of the trunk, the tire was in the trunk. It was one of the tires off the car. We took one of the front tires and threw it in the trunk, and then one of the front tires was already corded, so we changed 2 of the tires out and had a good tire off there. So it's not like a donut spare. It was a real spare that we had in the trunk. Well, we pulled that spare out of the trunk and put it on the back of the car and go to put the tire that was on the car in the trunk, and thing won't fit. It's like 2 inches taller than the other one. It's like, shit, no wonder the thing's rubbing in the fender.
It wouldn't fit in the bottom.
It wouldn't even fit in the bottom of the trunk. Yeah.
Nah, I think my favorite part was, as we're riding, it was the Thursday, so it was we all decided we were going to rotate who the designated driver was. And Spencer, he wakes up, he says, I'm taking this run today. So as it goes, I pop open a beer and sitting in the back and relaxing, and Spencer's like, man, you need to open another beer. You need to relax, Justin. Like, it's going to be all right. Meanwhile, it's still shaking at the time. So then we finally get it. Once we get the right size tire on there and we get that flip-flops in there and everything's right and we turn down the highway, oh, man, I just couldn't wait to do it. I just opened up a bottle of champagne as soon as we got onto the highway, popped it open, and I think we all had a toast except for Spencer driving. But we had our champagne glasses set up all nice and pretty.
I think I might have had a sip, yeah.
Maybe a little toast.
I snuck it in, yeah.
And we haven't made it to Texas yet. So that was awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we get on the road, we get cruising, we're having some fun, we're laughing, we stop at the daiquiri store, believe it or not, and had a daiquiri.
That Cupid Shuffle, huh?
Yeah, we got a punch card there too, remember?
Still in the limo.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, it's actually redeemable at multiple locations throughout Louisiana.
There's multiple Cupids? Yeah, that's what I ran.
No, but I think it's like one like little entity that owns a few of them. So
That's why I ran out of the car and gave them nice folks on the trailer our hero cards. That was the first set of hero cards we handed out. Signed autograph.
Oh man!
Yeah, it was the guy in the trailer.
That was
over
one
there.
of my favorite parts of the trip. Was everybody that helped us out, everybody that came at some point or another, like autograph cards
Or
were
honked
handed
a
out.
horn or just stared at us.
The lady taking our order at Sonic for so long, she got autograph cards.
The best was when we were driving down the road and the guy was just staring at the car. So we rolled down the window and Spencer put his hand out.
I was being coached by Dustin, I believe.
Dustin was driving.
Yeah, we were rolling a solid 75 down the highway, and the guy wouldn't get close to us, so I had to get the horns right up next to him so he could get the card.
He got it and loved it.
That was on our way to Rinker Boat World, I think.
Yeah, we
No, oh yeah. That was because we were rolling pretty quick on a couple of lanes of highway.
yeah. Rinker Boat World is a pretty impressive place.
Sorry, we ran out of ice over here. The ice maker in the house doesn't keep
Yeah.
up with more than 2.5 people, so we got an ice maker in the back.
Oh, yeah,
Well, hell, we
yeah.
forgot.
We made
About.
we made that stop at Rinkers, but that was a couple days in, huh?
Yeah, we got to go back and recap on the Sport Marine, world famous Sport Marine. What happened there?
Well, we didn't even get to
We're
Sport
not even
Marine
in
yet.
Texas
we still trying to
yet.
get to Kevin
Come on,
McCullough.
Tim. We haven't even made the turn to Kevin McCullough's house
Oh, yeah.
yet.
There's some
We
mark-
never did make that turn.
Yeah, you don't want to get directions from Dustin Terry. He's a procrastinator when it comes to turning. So
And Spencer's driving a limo with horns, like, "Oh, I'm in a tunnel boat. 80, turn, bam, ditch."
I said at the top of the hill. Spencer gets to the top of the hill, still rolling 70, and he's like,
I'm like, I kept
This-
saying, is it
this
this one?
turn?
Is it this one? Is it? Yeah. Turn here. Like, you mother.
Tire smoke.
I didn't think we were gonna make it.
Scratching. Spencer's from California, so his version of a hill and Southeast Texas hill are two different worlds.
Well, we're on a 2-lane road, and it's like in California, it'd been like 45, 55 mile an hour speed limit, but no, it's like a freeway. It's like, you look at the signs, 75 mile an hour speed limit, come up to Kevin's house, you know?
There's a baseball field. Turn, boom.
Yeah, no, we high centered a little bit, but luckily we were going fast enough where the front tires got back on the ground after we high centered, and we were able to make the turn. And
I think the
"No,
front.
I just pulled up the picture of us where we're all standing in the road. We came back to visit it at the end of the tour. You can see the tire marks. It wasn't as abrupt as we thought it was going to be, but some concrete was knocked off the corner of the road, or some asphalt was, and but it was good to return to know that we had made it that far through the trip.
It was full circle at that point almost. It's another 4.5 hours to go.
no, and then we got to Kevin's house, and we talked to him for a while, and then we had a bunch of new technology that Dustin had that worked really good, but didn't work very good for us at the time. So the people at the company where he got the technology were nice enough to help him out this week, I believe, and got it all set up. So I think there's going to be something airing from that coming up soon.
Yeah, we got.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna. They sent me back like 6 minutes of the video, and it's like a 32-minute interview. So I'm trying to finish getting it all done, but man, it's been every day. But it's some kind of a way they're gonna fix that corrupted video file. But we'll get it done, man. That's a great interview that y'all put on with Kev. I heard stuff out of that interview that I didn't know about Kevin, so it was a lot of fun to mess with him while we were there. He had a great time, though. We rolled out the red carpet for him. I think everybody saw that on the Facebook page of him walking down the red carpet.
Oh yeah, that was by far. Kevin was loving it. I was glad Kevin was having a good time. I would love to go back and do it again. You know, if the video gets corrupt, that's what we gotta do, I guess. We gotta go
If
back.
the video
to
doesn't work, worst comes to worst, we'll go back there and eat some pork chops and eat some more of Kevin's food that he prepared for us while we were there. And I think that by then his new house will probably be getting started, and we can probably help him work for a day.
Yeah, you hear that?
Yeah,
Kevin?
man, y'all
Here.
saw he's building a pretty great place out there. Y'all saw it, man. It's going to be McCullough Racing Industries out there. Nothing but boat racing and a toilet.
Perfect. Big, giant building. Perfect. We can park the limo inside in case it rains.
No, it was really neat getting to know Kevin a little better and getting to see where he's from and where he's at and what he does. I mean, I appreciate Kevin a lot more now, getting to go out there and see him. And you know, you have a good owner. It's neat to be able to drive for somebody like that.
No, I'm pretty proud of being a part of that team, and it's cool to see because he's real driven at the races. His mind is set. He's not. Everybody thinks he's mad whenever he's walking around. He doesn't care to talk to anyone. He's got his mind set on winning. You know, he's got no time to sit there and chit chat. So now that you guys got to see him out in his element, he had a lot to say.
I never thought he was mad. I just didn't think he liked a lot of people. That's all.
He's focused.
I thought he and I had a lot in common. So.
Nah, he's good at. You know, a lot of people want to be his friend. He's very good at not adding too many friends to his list. He's an important guy, man, and people want to be around him. So, and as y'all saw, he's a lot of fun to be around, especially in his own element out there.
Yeah, that grill.
He's
you
down
not
to earth.
make a blown up boat motor turn into a nice grill.
Yeah.
No, he was
rods,
talking
the
about
handles and all that.
He was talking about what he was going to spend for his house and this and that, and I'm like, God, out in California, man, I'm a dumbass. Like, what he's doing is smart. That's a really neat setup, doing the barn dominium with the house in it, and I mean, I don't know, I'm envious. Like, that's really neat. So,
well, people wonder how he shows up at a race and he has, you know, big stacker and everything else going on, and I mean, this is what he lives and breathes. He puts it as a top priority. So it's easy whenever he does it like that. You know, he's got his whole mind set on this stuff. It's that and them grandbabies now that he's got running around the place. That's all he cares about. So
yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to say this I don't want this to be taken the wrong way, but I mean, he does it with his money. He doesn't have an overabundance of money that he's just willing to piss away on boat racing. He works for what he's got, and he works to put you on the water. And that to me, that I kind of got to understand the fact that you guys you're more of a part of his family than I realized, or I'm sure you already realized, but you know, with what he does,
I see what you're saying. You know,
he's treating you as a son. You know, I mean, that's a big deal, and it was neat to get to see that. And I mean, it was fun hanging out with you guys.
Well, and like whenever we go on these trips, you know, he pulls up with everybody that has the big rigs and all that stuff. But I mean, he's gotten that by taking equipment and trading, and he's just slowly traded up to all that stuff. He didn't just head down somewhere and say, you know, this is what I need. It's just kept building, and before you know it, he made a name for himself to where he's rebuilding things that have a lot of value to it, and he's done all that through the barter and trade system, and now he's got more than he knows what to do with. But I know that he's real happy with where he's at in the game. He'd just like to see more wins out of it, as much work as he's putting into it. So,
well, I know his driver puts a lot into it and drives the stuff as hard as he can, which he might not need to drive it as hard as he does sometimes, but you know, his driver puts 157% into it. So
yeah, well,
his driver might only need to put like
pilot after this world tour, and maybe that'll help me land these boats back on the water whenever I take off.
Sorry, if we didn't like you, we wouldn't rip on you, Dustin.
No, that's cool, man. So so we interviewed Kev, and of course they wanted us to stay there like anybody did throughout this whole entire tour. They wanted us to stop, spend the night, and whatever. But I think we did a pretty good job of turning this into work, man. And we were like, no, we're going to keep on moving. If we got a little bit of fuel left in the tank, and we decided to head to Houston under Spencer's. Spencer thought that would be the top idea.
Yeah, his tutelage. Let's go to Schubert's at 3 a.m. Hey, Jack, wake your dad up.
Yeah, we got. It was about 2 a.m. I said, "Hey, does John have guns?" Nah, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so either. I think we'll be fine when we get there. I called my dad after the fact. I said, "Yeah, we showed up at his house at 3 a.m. and didn't tell him we were showing up." My dad's like, "He lives in Texas. Those guys have guns, man. Like, what are you thinking?" I said, John doesn't have guns. You know, we're smart enough. Oh, I don't know. Some of us are smart enough or whatever. I don't know. I went into Jack's room and woke up Jack, which usually, if I hear from Jack, it's 12 o'clock at night. It's late at night, so I know Jack's a night owl, and the kids aren't in school, so I knew it was safe to go in there. And I woke up Jack and said, "Jack, go wake your dad up. Go in there. Tell him you had a bad dream." We're all sitting out there in the kitchen waiting for John to come out. All you can hear is, "Go back to bed. You don't have dreams anymore." We can just hear John ripping him, and Jack comes back out there finally with his dad, and he kind of, I don't know what he said to him, but he talked him into coming out there, and it was neat to see John, have a couple beers with him before he went to work in the morning. And I don't know, he had to deliver 3 boats, so it wasn't opportune time when we showed up, but he made it work with us, and we really appreciated it.
Man, he was hustling around that place the whole day we were there, and and Spencer took it a part of himself to go meet with the customer and just keep him patient and waiting.
I was trying to sell him
man.
another boat, but he said he wanted to buy another boat, but I don't think he did.
Yeah, Michael was busting his ass too, man. Those guys were working hard when we were there. It's like, okay, I get it. It's a Memorial Day weekend. You got a bunch of morons show up want to do a podcast. And they loved it. They had a good time. Everyone had a great time. Michael was definitely.
I think we pushed our luck with old Michael, man. Spencer's job was to get there and go find the guest and kind of loosen them up, because we were trying to talk to the people that you don't hear a lot from. John Schubert, you don't see him doing a lot of interviews. Kevin, you don't. Mike, you never see doing an interview. Mike hates that stuff, man. But I thought if we kind of got there and had some beers in the shop and did the relaxed thing, it would work out. Oh, Michael was if one more person asked him to come even see this stuff, he was about to roll out of there. He was going to lock the doors and kick everybody out. That's his place of business. So he ended up going to the back and setting up their RC track for us.
Yeah.
I'll race those things into the night, or tear them up, I should say. Sorry, whoever's truck I was using. You need a pinion gear.
Pinning gear, shock.
I'm gonna show him a little recap of the race. Look, I'm the truck in blue. I was out in the lead, killing it.
Sorry, we got a live studio audience here in California right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, you do.
Oh man, well, mine's empty over here.
How you boys doing?
You're missing out.
Yeah. Where's Tony at?
We got Tanner here, and we got Dylan.
Tanner and Dylan.
What's up, guys?
Dylan looks like he could have been my kid when I was 10, so his dad questions me every once in a while.
Father. But his wife ain't that hot, so that's not the question. I don't know.
A bullshit drink, apparently.
Girlfriend.
She gave me the wrong drink.
What'd you want?
She said, "What are you drinking?" I said, "Crown Peach and lemonade."
That's Jack Daniels.
Was Jack? Yeah. Okay.
I'm surprised Tim Kraft left Peach Crown at my house whenever he left.
Yeah, you got a bottle, Kevin got a bottle, and I had a bottle came home with me.
I think you only got 3/4 of a bottle, Dustin, but
Dude, what
Yeah.
are you doing with this?
Oh, I don't care. I'm sure Kev will send me a message after this. Hey, send me that bottle.
Yeah, because we cracked that open that night. We were in the garage with your sister doing our podcast, and I think we started passing that bottle around. Next thing we know, it's 3:45 in the morning. Yeah, we got to cut it down.
We'll fucking build this shit. Real. Not enough bougie ass bullshit.
so
Well,
that takes
I
us.
think the Sport Marine thing, it was cool that we got to go and do the RC stuff out there with Mike. We partied kind of late into the night. Jeremiah had some college friends that showed up,
I guess I drive
and
my
they
own
got to go
limo.
ride around in the limo while it died and left you guys stranded for a little while. And Spencer calls and says, "Hey, we need somebody to come jump and help us out." We're like, "We'll be right there." And me, Mike, and John, we just kept on racing cars. We're like, "They'll figure it out."
That was hilarious. They had the jump pack. No,
Look,
Ah,
wow. Intro.
He's got one of his. You're the one of his son. He says, no.
I'm trying to find
I'm trying to
the
switch pages
the
so I can get to
video
page
from-
1.
trying to find the video of John in his interview. I was pretty proud of his interview. He did a great job.
Oh, he had
When
fun.
he shot me in the face, the champagne, or in general?
In general, I think all of them did a good job, but
You want
the
something
fact
else,
that
you get it.
he had that long day like he had, and then he opened up a bottle of champagne
Come drink.
to spray it all over his business was pretty funny.
Yeah, no, I mean, after the fact, he said, "You handed me a bottle of champagne. I'll censor it." But he said, "What do you expect me to do?" And after he said that, I said, "Yeah." I was thinking to myself, "Yeah, what do I really expect him to do when I hand him a bottle of champagne?" I'm sitting there with a warm bottle of champagne that you guys handed me. I'm like, I don't want to drink this crap. What do I do with this? And I look at him. I lean over and hold the bottle towards him. He grabs it. He's taking the top off. I'm like, oh, that's cool. He's going to take the top off, and he's got it figured out. He had it figured out. He was going to shake it up and shoot it all over me. And I looked down after the fact, and there was like an eighth of a bottle of champagne left because the rest of it was all over me. So, I don't know. It was good fun. I'm glad that, like he said, that's the best I've. This is like I felt like winning. I felt like I won a race. That's the best I've felt in a long time. I haven't felt like I won a race. So, it was neat to.
It's a good one to go check out on the Facebook page, but just showing a little recap of it now. I handed it to you, and I was thinking, it might be hot champagne, but let's just keep up with this fancy high class thing we've been doing, and let's pop open a bottle of champagne. And John, you handed it to him. It took 1, 2, 3. It took 4 seconds, and he already had the top open and sprayed everybody in the whole entire place.
He had it figured out.
So, and as soon as he put it down, he said, "I hadn't won in a while. That felt really good."
That was a great time. We had David Johnigan with us too. He came on tour with us most of the Texas tour. He had a great time. He was fun to hang out with. I haven't seen him in a minute. One of my guys there.
Yeah, just like everybody else on the tour, it's like once they were there with us, they didn't want us to go anywhere, and Johnigan was one of them, man. And thank goodness he was there because he became the rescue and recovery of the whole trip.
Yeah, him and Wesley when they had to go get gas, and there's a picture of that somewhere. We ran out of gas because the limo is so bougie. It doesn't have a gas gauge.
I mean, other than the
I'm gonna blame Spencer
crawfish
for that
chowder.
one because I said we should probably get some gas, and then you come out, you're like, well, where's Wesley at? And then Wesley just so happened to walk out with his case of beer, and you're like, yeah, no, let's roll. And I'm like, yeah, it's just 5 miles up the road. We can make it, and we'll get gas in the morning.
No,
About 3 miles later, we didn't.
was that after the bumpy road?
It was. I was having the thought while we were on the bumpy road whether or not we should stop and get gas.
We were at a gas
but I
station
figured
when we were on the bumpy
we were going-
road. Why didn't you get gas while we were on the bumpy road?
Because
Because
that's a better
figured
question.
It was so bumpy on the road, but I never, how it gets, your boat runs light on gas. You go into the turn and it kind of sits down for a second. You're about to run out of fuel on the bumpy road. The Lincoln never even burped or nothing. So I figured we had plenty.
then we wound up at a bar till they kicked us out.
Calculated. Oh, wait, hold on. No, we got some good pictures from on the side of the road. Nobody seems to, like anybody flashing any skin anymore.
Forgot about that.
Spencer was trying to get somebody to stop and help us before Wesley and them could get back, but no such luck. Let me see. I know I got one in here somewhere. Oh, I am looking at a picture of the first. Whenever we left Kev's house, we got about 10 feet outside of his driveway, and it broke down. We had to go back.
He thought we were
We had
stuck
to
on
help.
the tracks.
Yeah. They're like, no, we're 10 feet outside of your house. But, no, I don't know where the picture is of us on the side of the road with Spencer showing off some belly skin. But
That's
it's
probably
not in
better. Let's move on.
Yeah. Yeah, so we leave from sport and we get over to oh wait, no, before we ran out of gas, we went and saw Doug Ray.
Oh yeah, we had a tour over there and at the lake house.
I think we actually stopped by Rinker Boat World before all that.
Oh yeah, there too.
Yeah.
We went there first.
That's where we went.
But I'm the drunk idiot in the group, so.
Well, at this point, I thought we were going to rotate, but as much as I started clicking with that limo, I just figured I might as well just keep being the sober one. And I was having a lot of fun making sure you guys stayed being you guys were the talent of the show. So I felt like I had a responsibility to keep the show rolling.
No,
But yeah, I'm showing everybody a picture right now of us praising the great Jerry Rinker.
it was neat stopping by there and seeing what they got going on up there. Every time I end up in Texas, I end up at Sport Marine, and it was really neat getting to see what Rinker's got going on up there in Houston. And I don't know, it was even more funny to go to their place and talk to some of the employees there that, I don't know, I'm sure they know that both of them race and what they do, but it was really neat kind of going there and them having no idea that we're competitors with them and we race with them and just kind of hanging out and BSing with them. That was really fun. They got some good people there.
Before you know it, we're all down there taking pictures on our knees, and they come outside and we got that limo with the horns and a bunch of numbers on it.
Yeah, and they're just looking at this limo going, what
Who the hell are these guys?
what's wrong with these guys? What's going on here?
I didn't even realize the picture I'm showing is it was one of their crane operators. He came out here and we asked him to take the picture for us, and he's like, okay, and he was all smiling, and he just stood right in the middle and took a picture with us, not of us.
Crane,
I
forklift,
forgot
whatever.
about that.
Yeah, he loved it, man.
Oh, Wesley wants money for the gas that he gave us too out of the gas can. Hey,
Wait a second.
Hey Wesley, was that 110 that we gave you? That you gave us? I mean, sorry, I doubt it.
No, that was that was Jonigan. Jonigan bought that gas.
Yeah,
In Wesley's can.
yeah, we owe Wesley gas money for the can rental, I guess.
How about the pool game? That pool game went on until they kicked us out of the bar when we got to Wesley's.
Oh yeah, we were in the Green Bay bar of all places. Monica being a Packers fan, we walk into a Texas bar and there's Green Bay Packers stuff hanging all over the place.
Oh yeah, she was all happy about that. So I had to talk shit being from Chicago.
Yeah, I think a couple guys walked over and tried to hustle me and Spencer out of some money. They ended up having to buy us some Coors Lights.
Yeah, luckily Dustin was playing pool really good. It took me 3 or 4 games to warm up until I could actually play halfway decent. So.
Yeah,
Well, I didn't have to warm up because I think the Coors Light they bought me was my first one of the day. And the guy we were playing against, he could barely keep his eyes open, so I wasn't too worried about it.
Yeah, and we got him and his buddy to come back to Wesley's shop and hang out with us there, and we gave them hero cards, I think, too.
Yeah, they were happy. They were going to look us up on Facebook and hang out.
And then,
Oh, yeah,
then we get to wake up
them
the
guys
next
love
the
to
next
hand out.
day, and cousin Tony had a run in.
I had to sleep.
Yeah. Wesley had to go bail cousin Tony out.
No, he
Or
didn't
thought
even
he was
have
gonna
to.
have to go bail
He
cousin
thought he was
Tony
gonna
out,
have
but the
to.
judge picked him up.
Yeah, the
It's
judge
7
picked him up.
a.m.
But what do you guys think about Wesley's plays? He undersells it.
Dude.
He under promised and over delivered.
Yeah, that place was tight, dude. I'm so impressed with Wesley's place. You got on the lake, you got a boat ramp, you have a boat shop, and he's got hardwood floors throughout.
You got a bathroom in there?
And what do you got going on? Damn.
You were so impressed with Wesley that you stayed in bed with him.
Yeah, I got to sleep with him until he sprung out of bed like Santa Claus. Like, I gotta go get cousin Tony out of the joint. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? It's Sunday and it's a Memorial Day weekend. You can't go to the jail and get anyone out right now. Oh, I'll go get him. It's all good. I'm like, all right, man.
I got a picture of y'all in bed up on the screen right now.
And I
And the sheets look dry.
Hey man, this tour was like the best part about this entire tour. We had zero plan of anything. We just rolled with the punches and had one of the best times of my life with this whole thing.
I think everybody kept saying the same thing. They're like, I knew you. I heard y'all were gonna be in town. I just didn't know if y'all were coming here or not. We didn't know either.
Yeah, we just showed up. That was the best part, I think. Like zero plans. Like, wherever we wound up.
Lower your standards, up your average. That was what I was taught when I was younger.
Oh man, well I tell you that Wesley's got a really cool place out there. He's got nice boat shop. His place was clean. I don't know if that's because his girlfriend makes him take his shoes off, or. But
he's got the Boudreaux living behind him.
It was tidy.
He just got a new staircase put in the back porch before we got there, and both me and Tim went out and back and took a leak and
watered it,
and he got a phone call after we left from Mrs. Boudreaux behind him. Said, "Yeah, your friend, blah blah blah, And he called me up and said, "Yeah, Miss Boudreaux called me and said you were taking a leak off my back porch." I said, "Oh, it's probably because she said he had a nice piece." I said, "Oh, it was probably Tim," and she said, "No." She said it was the one with the. She said she saw the one with the long hair peeing off the porch.
That was definitely you.
I guess she didn't see Tim out there because
camouflage.
I'm sure Tim had a nicer piece. So here's the Mrs. Boudreaux.
Turtle syndrome.
Oh man, I think we kind of forgot the whole part of being out there with Doug. Man, we rolled up on him, and you could tell he suffered the most during this COVID deal. Living out there with Daryl, I think.
Daryl's wife, yeah.
Yeah, Daryl and.
I got a picture of them two in the back of the limo together.
They had a blast though. When we went to that restaurant, those guys had a great time. Well, as did we, but they definitely needed to get out.
No, they had a great time, and I felt bad for poor Doug. I know he's going through a tough time. He just lost his brother, and everything back in Vegas is real hurting. So I know a lot of the people that he does business with are having a hard time, and hate to hear all that stuff. So he was the person I think that wanted us not to leave the most. He was standing up on the porch with, just looking like a sad puppy, waving goodbye to us.
I think he told us all, "I love you," and you didn't say "I love you" back. I said "I love you."
Oh, he get mad at you.
So.
Oh, I'm just looking at a picture. Tim, did you tag my brand new airport in New Orleans?
Oh yeah.
Aunt Lori's on here watching us now.
That board behind you that you erased right now as we speak, there's a chart, and I have a 5-minute video of a explanation of the new and the old.
Yeah, that's just the route, and that was the explanation of how I blew out the tire. I'm sure it's a very well put together speech.
It's pretty awesome at 3 a.m.
It's awesome.
Awesome.
I'm gonna refill my drink, y'all. Where are we at in this story?
We ain't even made it back to Kevin's for the second time yet. We're still at Doug's.
Oh yeah.
We barely grazed Doug.
Yeah, well, he had the nice lake house, and Daryl, that place was impressive. I really liked it.
It was really neat.
Daryl had a cool place, man, out on the lake. I am. I'm undoing some of these microphones, man.
You got a slew of them up there.
Okay, now we can talk crap about Dustin.
He's
probably got Bluetooth in so he can hear us. So whatever.
I still got my earphones in.
Yep. See, there we go.
I see the Diet Coke and Tito's by that guitar.
Yep. 2 guitars.
I got a Coke Zero. It's 3 guitars.
The third one we can't see. We can see the wood flooring up on the wall, which is part of what inspired both me and Tim to try and step it up and do a better job of having good background. So,
This is shit right here. I got to get on my game.
but yeah, I think Doug's coming back out to Vegas. I want to say Monday, or I thought he said the 5th or the 6th or something.
Yeah, he was ready to get out of Texas and go back home for a minute.
Yeah. No, I know he loves Daryl, but I think they need time apart sometimes too. So.
Yeah.
Well, distance makes the heart grow fonder, right?
Yep.
I didn't know Daryl. I knew he had raced back in the day, but I didn't realize that he was running like V8 Formula One boats. He was showing me all those pictures. I'm like, wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, it was really neat getting to see some of the classic antique. I mean, I don't want to say antique because that makes Daryl sound old, but he's old, so.
He had a lot of cool stuff in that
He had
shop.
a lot of cool stuff in that shop, and it was really neat getting to see it. I just looked at that lake, and I'm like, man, if that wind would just lay down, that would be so nice. We could go test out there. This would be so much fun over here. But then we're sitting up on the porch, and I'm like, this breeze feels really nice. So, no, he lives in a really neat area. It was really cool that we got to see his place and hang out there. I could see myself going back and hanging out and drinking, not testing, but hanging out there with him.
I can see myself testing
I
that
gotta.
my pitch, man. That thing was pretty badass. That thing was one of many cool rides he had out there.
He had some kind of boat on
I
the side
got
of
a
the house.
cool
the
picture of the
2.5.
limo right out in front of the lake with the red carpet on it.
Yeah, no, and when we were talking to Doug, he kept walking around, and you'd see him pop up in the video. And no, Daryl's a good guy. I got him saved in my phone as Daryl, the guy that yells at me on the dock,
The guy that yells at everybody.
because
on
he
the
yelled
dock.
at everybody. But Daryl's a good
Yeah.
guy.
What Daryl's for.
Yeah, he's been around a long, long time, man. When you're looking through his shop, all his pictures, it's like this dude's been racing longer than probably all three of us have been alive.
Oh, we got David Johnigan on right now, so if you want to talk crap about him again, Tim, you might want to say what you have to say again.
Yeah, David, thanks for coming out with us, man. I hope you had a good time. It was fun hanging out with you.
And it was really neat getting to meet the guy with the longest torso in the United States when we were at the gun shop.
The world's tallest midget, I think.
Yeah.
Or wasn't it? Or midget? I don't.
His legs were as long as Monica's,
Yeah,
but he was like 6'9" or 9, or the guy was freaking tall, but his legs were Monica's length. So
Yeah, he was short legs, tall torso, but he was trying to sell us some guns, man. There's only one off, man. You got to
Tim-
get one of these.
Tim bought a T-shirt while he was there. Monica bought a couple T-shirts. I think Tim's wearing his T-shirt.
Oh, look, he's got his shirt on.
Yep. You know, he was proud to sell that one to me. That was a good time, though. We got to meet one of David's customers, and David's doing pretty good with his ammo stuff. I don't keep him busy. Unfortunately, he get to race because he's building bullets, but that's cool. I'm waiting
It
for.
seems like no matter what happens, bullets always sell. Like anything that goes on, there's never like, well, let's not buy bullets. Everybody just says, oh, if this is happening, we better stock up.
Buy
So,
some more
it
bullets.
doesn't matter what goes on. Donegan's selling bullets.
Yeah, he can't really send bullets everywhere. He's limited on what he can do because of the federal laws, and he's a good law-abiding citizen, so he can't send bullets to me. I live in California.
I can bring him out there.
Yeah,
Be there in 3 days.
it's a nice picture of a nice-looking limo on the screen right now.
Oh, you looking at it through the Facebook feed?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Isn't technology fantastic? You can relive those moments with all your friends.
And the Facebook feed's great. It might be a little choppy, but it's going to be on YouTube, so we'll have no chop for everyone. We're getting there, man. We're getting there.
So
Yeah, I don't,
where are we at in the
yeah,
trip? Is it too soon to
I
jump?
think we'll,
Was it too soon to jump to the daiquiri stand on the way back?
no, I think we just we stopped off at Kev's and kind of said one last goodbye. And we intended to go out there because there was going to be some sort of drag boat races or something like that. And we wanted to go out there and do like a live commentary and go interview some drag boat guys, but they ended up calling
protest.
that whole event short. So
Ended
We
up going to
just stopped by
protest instead.
Kev's and ate a little bit and decided to come back and hit up a daiquiri shop right before we got all the way back into town. And
We're an
shoot,
hour. We're an hour
I'll
from
let
your
you guys
house.
Tell that the whole
Hour
intro.
from your house, yeah. We decided to go stop and get daiquiris, which was a great idea until the limo stalled in the drive-through.
Wait, the
We were
limo.
next in line.
We were next in line, yeah.
Yeah, we went 6 cars deep. As soon as we were the next one, it decided to die. So, I remember some lady talking, "Get that pile of shit out of the road." We had a guy jump us. We got out of there, bought him a daiquiri, went a half a mile down the road, and that certain lady came back where the cop was helping us. I'll never forget this. I don't cover your ears. It's great. This cop's like, "What? Tell her to get a spoon and eat her own ass."
Yeah, we didn't know how that cop was going to treat us because it's late at night. We're in this crazy limo. It's got all these crazy vulgar stickers on them and stuff, and he's helping us push it out of the way. And he was cool as he could be, man. He just helped jump us off and get us right back on the road.
That was really cool. I think they were kind of like, "Yeah, I don't want to deal with these guys. Just get them the hell out of here, and they'll go away on their own." But I mean, we weren't
I
stuck.
love that lady was screaming at us, to get it out of the way, and the guy behind her in line pulled around in his truck to help jump us off. So we bought them their daiquiris before her. So I think she was following us to try to scream at us.
Yeah, it was hilarious. The cops were like, "Yeah, whatever, man." Like, once we get the battery system and the charging system and the airbag system and the
Fingers up on the- Oh man.
we'll be good to go on World Tour number 2.
No, we were getting too cocky because after we left from Kevin's house, I did a little AC fix and air was blowing cold. We were strolling, man. We got way too confident. We even had a mini interview with Ashton on the way back, and decided to see what the limo would run.
Oh, that's right. We skipped over that part. Like, "Hey, we're gonna get it done. There's a charger in our way."
Oh yeah, it was. I knew it had 100 mile an hour in it, and then I go back and watch it. I guess we hit 102 in it. I was pretty proud of that, the limo.
We're coming up on 57 minutes, gentlemen.
Oh yeah.
I think we need to talk about the next
Sweet.
World Tour, and where it's going to be, which we don't know. So,
Yeah, we're
are we starting a GoFundMe page? Or we're thinking about taking a limo and going 2 or 3 states, leaving it somewhere, dropping it off, flying out, flying back in. We want to make a loop around the U.S., I think, is what we were talking about. No?
yeah, we did. We had a couple.
Yeah.
Is that still going to work?
Yeah, I think we found kind of like some key areas that aren't too far away from each other, and we kind of want to see. We're looking for where we can get a few interviews at one time. We don't want to drive 20 hours for one person. We need to be able to hit a couple people just in case the limo craps out on us. But I think we need to invite somebody along for the trip, man. Maybe have a raffle or do a drawing or something like that, and maybe help us fund it a little bit and get somebody along for the trip. I know somebody would love to come and join in with us now that we've done this journey and we know that limo it'll get us there.
Oh hell yeah, it will be great. And then if we raffle off a ticket for somebody, we'll bring you to us. You're riding with us. If it breaks down, you're pushing. So it's got to be part of the tour.
That baby purrs. She runs good.
I mean, no.
Oh yeah, it's all small stuff. It's out here. I'm not worried about it at all. It's it was a good time, man.
It just needs. When's your first kid graduate high school?
Oh, no, that I won't have one for 6 or 7 years now, but I've already
So
got.
it's
some,
got to make it back to
nieces
Louisiana in 6
that are ready
years.
to take it to prom.
Hold up.
No, I
Emily's
got a niece who's
next
gonna
year.
graduate next year. I think she wants to take it to prom.
I had one of my friends from out here ask me. I said, hey, that guy that has the limo in Louisiana, is he, can he pick us up at the airport and drive us around town?
It's close.
I mean, I'm ready to take that thing wherever. It's got some new tires, but it's about to have all new tires. It's about to have everything it needs to make the long haul. And if not, I'm about to get that pilot license. I'll just fly us out of wherever it is and just leave it there.
Well,
You said
with
you're going
that
to bag it
said-
too.
we're gonna figure this out, and we're either gonna do a raffle. Somebody's coming with us. We don't know who. We're not picking anybody, but we're gonna figure it out at some point. We're gonna bring one of you special guests with us. If you can hang,
We've been trying to get
Yeah,
reincarnated
don't
to
worry.
real life.
You can leave at one point during the trip if you need to, but nobody's pumping the brakes. We're not going to take it easy. We made it through this first one together. We can do it again.
yeah, and it's gonna happen. It's well on its way, and I can't wait for it to happen.
Yeah, we're just trying to figure out when. So if anybody's got any good ideas on where we should go or what we should do, if we like that plan, we're definitely going to talk about it and figure it out. We want everybody to just have fun, and we're not going to tell anybody where we're going, of course, because we don't know that we're going to go there. But I think, once we have an idea of what we think, you guys can kind of watch what roads we're on as we're going on the trip and maybe figure out where we're at when we get there.
Yeah, it's all about fun. There's
Element
no
of surprise.
nothing serious. So,
Yeah.
that being said,
That was one of the best parts of the trip, is seeing the look on John's face when we showed up at his house at 3 a.m. and he was in bed.
oh, why didn't no
Coming
one
out
get
in
a
his-
picture of that when he walked out?
Coming out in his boxer briefs with his hair all
Look,
jacked up.
you got to be shitting me. You idiot did show up at my house.
He was
No, I
expecting
think it
us.
was. I knew you guys were going to be here at some point, but I was really hoping it wasn't going to be
Wasn't gonna
tonight.
right now. He's like, I have 3 boats to deliver tomorrow.
I think those were his words.
We all looked at him. We can deliver boats. He's like, no, the people are coming to me, and I need to go over all this stuff and make sure everything's good and make sure they're happy. And yeah, I don't know. I tried smoozing one of them, but he wouldn't buy a second boat. So
That truck, he should have.
yeah,
Nah, it would be cool to get out on a boat maybe on the next world tour. Help get some sun and maybe have an interview out on a sexy boat, maybe out somewhere in Florida or out in California. Who knows where we'll end up, huh?
Yeah, we need a boat and big enough to do a broadcast from. Y'all hear what's going on, right? Hint, hint.
And Spencer needs somebody with cocoa butter just lathering him up on the deck.
It's not gonna be me.
Hey, we all got to do our part on this podcast, Tim. And if somebody else's hands are full, you better get to greasing.
I got to sleep with Wesley, so whatever.
you did get to sleep with Wesley, and you woke up dry, so that was a good night.
That might be the most surprising thing that happened on that trip.
Oh, this trip was like priceless.
One thing I will say is all the crap Wesley talked about his house, I was very impressed, and it was
No,
it was cleaner
we
than-
all were because we all ended up staying there because we all had the conversation. Wesley makes it sound like
Yeah.
he's just living this poor man's life, and we're like, well, maybe we might need to find a hotel or something before we got there. I think that was the most comfortable night I slept out of the whole trip.
I was ready to sleep in the limo, but then we walked around, and I mean, other than there not being an AC unit in the room we were in, it was perfect. It was just a little hot the next day.
And the neighbor.
I think we
enjoyed
all
you.
suffered a little bit in
we were talking
Wesley's
about Miss
because
Boudreaux.
you guys didn't have an AC, and Tim had to sleep in the bed with him, and I had to sleep in the living room with John again, rattling the walls. So everybody had a little bit to deal with, but it was still pretty comfortable.
So we're gonna start taking bets on when his shower/bathtub collapses to the bottom of the ground, 4 feet below the bottom of the shower, because it's gonna rot out because there's a gap between the walls and the bathtub because it's a plastic bathtub, and eventually it's gonna fall through the floor. Wesley knows it. I know it. We all know it. And it was a little soft in some areas. But that's the only thing
I'm
we
going to
can
say
tease
it's
him
going to
about.
happen sometime this winter after a damp hurricane season and a little bit of winter weight gain. Those two things adding up is what's going to put that shower through the bottom of that trailer.
All right,
Nothing,
So-
Wesley.
Wesley, we love you.
All he's
Johnny,
got is we owe him for gas. So
just thank everybody. We got to see McCullough. We got to see Schubert, John again. Like he went on tour with us, man. He
He
trooped
toughed
it out. He was having a great time.
Yeah.
What else we say? I don't want to forget anybody. It sounds bad, but
Nah, thanks to Whitney and New Iberia Police
Yeah.
for all of our wives and significant others putting
Jack
up
Schubert.
with everything, ordering and putting together. Jack, Grant,
and your wife for putting up with us and
Yeah,
making us
thank
the
you, Katie.
crawfish.
yeah, she made us crawfish bisque
I need to get
Yeah.
that recipe.
when we showed up on Sunday,
And no crawfish in California, Monica.
and then
do
it
shrimp.
ended up in the fridge. Next morning we woke up before we went to the airport. I had 2 more bowls before we went to the
Spencer
airport.
looks at me in the morning. He goes, "Is it weird if we go out there and warm up some of that bisque?" And I was like, "I don't think so."
no,
I'm
it's
like,
not at all.
I need to
expected
eat
it.
as much of this as I can before we leave because this is so
That's the
good.
weird part. When you go, I'm so full, I can't move. Monica, go give me a quarter bowl.
Yeah, he was laying down at my dinner table, just picks up his bowl and asks Monica just for another couple scoops.
If only Tracy Hawkins would have been
I think
home
he
while
was
we were
pretty
there.
flattered.
Yeah, that's the only guy
We
we
could've
really
gone-
missed in the
we could've
Texas
gone to
tour.
see him.
Grace.
We did, full disclosure, we did have plans to try to get over to Johnny Fleming's, and we wanted to see Tracy Hawkins. And man, as it went on, we were just on the move. I know we kind of had
Mike
people we
Cheatham.
wanted to stop and see, and yeah,
Mike Cheatham was mad at me because we didn't come by there. So
We didn't purposely
Can't
miss
please them
anybody.
all.
We wanted to see everyone, but we went hard in a limo. We did what we did.
Yeah, we did.
Have fun watching it. We had definitely had fun doing it. There's no doubt about it. I've been putting flops in the spring.
yeah. So if anybody sees us in the next tour and we're somewhere near you and you want us to come by, you better get a hold of us pretty quick, and you might
Don't-
have to come
yeah,
meet
don't
us
wait till the
somewhere.
third or
So
fourth
bring
day
a
when we're on
Jack
the way
and a
home.
spare tire.
Yeah, bring a tire and a jack, and it's all good.
And a bottle of peach crown for Tim.
Hey, man.
Tim's
we
going to
will-
be in California next Wednesday, so maybe Thursday, Friday, something like that. We will come back at you with something else. I think we've had enough for today.
Yeah, tonight we're got a little recap. I said I'll be out there in 4 days, and whatever happens, happens. No plan. That's how we roll. It's a good time. Hope everybody had a fun watching this tonight. I know we had fun talking about it again because it was. I don't know how to explain it. You had to be there, but next tour, come on.
No brains,
Yep.
no headaches.
Bye.
We're out.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye, Anisha.